Associate Professor in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic functional testing. As I have already discussed about the testing, and this is another type of testing. First of all, I would like to tell you about the definition of functional testing. Uh, Evaluation of programs based on functional requirements to ensure the program works as it was specified to do. That is called functional testing. Okay, so you see in this diagram, you see here this is a development team, and these are the functional requirements, functional test plans, and these are the report status. Okay, so here create revised business community, and there are another the author will create revise, tester, author and tester are here. So these are all testing the functions, functional test plans. Okay, same for the here the reviewer. Okay, the result is tested by the reviewer. These are the report results and review results, which is stored in the functional test plans results. Okay, and this is the business community. So this is all about the function which is happens in the system. So the functional test case validates the solution as defined by the requirement specification or detailed technical specifications of the component. And it is a case design which is based on the analysis of the functional specification of the specific functional component without reference to its internal workings. Okay, then the primary focus of this functional testing is to on ensuring that the solution component work as designed and that the design sufficiently meets the business requirements. And it will often involve some manual steps and stubbing of components, as not all processes will be tightly linked together. And it is often the most complex area of testing, as it involves triggering the test cycles in line with development as it occurs. So you can say typically it is also where their highest degree of changes occurs during the testing process. Okay, now come to the types of functional testing criteria. uh, First of all, the demonstration, inspection, the analysis, specification, qualification. Demonstration means to demonstrate the operations of the functions of the system owner to show that the requirement has been met. हमको ये बताना है कि जितनी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वो यूज़र की जितनी उसकी यूज़र की रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वो सिस्टम ओनर को मीट हो रही है. ठीक है, अब इंस्पेक्शन में क्या हो जाएगा? Sometimes used to combination with demonstration, it requires visual examinations of the code documentation, tables, dumps, scans, etc. And the analysis of special qualification. In this, the processing of accumulated data obtained from other methods or any special tools, techniques, procedures, facilities, and acceptable limits. So this type of testing usually affects critical part of the system and or interfaces. Now demonstration means that demonstrate the operation of the functions to the system owner to show that the requirement has been met. Like test that a screen navigates to the correct next screen, test that a field is displayed, test that an inquiry can be made on a database. Okay, and in the inspection, sometimes used in combination with demonstration, it requires visual examination of the code documentation, tables, dumps, scan, etc. Examples are the test that an update is made to a database, test that a report is in the right format, test that a database table is created. Now, in the analysis specification qualification, the processing of accumulated data obtained from other methods or any special tools, techniques, procedures, facilities, and acceptable limits. So, this type of testing usually affects critical part of the system and or interfaces. So this is the typical type of testing we think of what when we do functional testing. Okay, so the type of these tests are enumerated in the next slide, and these are business rules, data mapping, key mapping validation, data validation, filtering, data re-engineering, derived calculations. Okay, so these all are the functional testing items. Now come to the functional testing derived calculations. In this, first of all, functional requirement. Functional requirements means the system shall calculate interest on a daily basis. For a loan given to a producer, the system will calculate interest daily based on the primary rate of plus 1.2. Okay, these are the derived calculations. अब the business rule means the system shall calculate invoice discount, means उसने कुछ discount दिया है which is based on the customer status, and the customer is good in good status get a 5% discount. So the customers not in good or poor status get 1%, means जो गुड उसमें होंगे उनको 5% मिल जाएगा, और कस्टमर्स जो नहीं गुड के उसमें नहीं होंगे, पुअर स्टेटस होगा या फिर इनका, उनको 1% डिस्काउंट मिलेगा. तो कस्टमर्स इन पुअर स्टेटस गेट नो डिस्काउंट. इसलिए जिनको पुअर बिल्कुल होगा तो एक तरह से कह सकते हैं कि उनको कोई भी डिस्काउंट नहीं मिलेगा. अब अगर हम डेटा मैपिंग की बात करते हैं तो फंक्शनल रिक्वायरमेंट्स में क्या हो जाएगा, द सिस्टम शैल क्रिएट न्यू कस्टमर स्टेटस कैटेगरीज. द प्रीवियस कैटेगरीज वर good and poor and a null status. The new categories will be excellent, fair, good and poor. When converting the data, excellent customers are those customers who been customers classified as high volume customers and who have a good status. So good customers who were not changed to excellent shall remain in the good status, and the poor status is not changed, and fair is the previous null status. So this is all about the data mapping. Okay, now the functional testing techniques. What are those techniques which are used in the functional testing? Black box testing includes the following testing approaches like equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis, error guessing, state transition testing. अब इक्विवेलेंस पार्टीशनिंग में क्या होता है कि दिस इज बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन द इवैल्यूएशन ऑफ बिजनेस फंक्शंस बाय इवैल्यूएटिंग द इनपुट एंड और आउटपुट डेटा दैट फॉल्स इनटू कैटेगरी वेयर द सिस्टम रिस्पॉन्ड्स इन अ सिमिलर मैनर. Okay, so you can check this link also for further to know about this equivalence partitioning. And the equivalence partitioning process में सबसे पहले क्या करोगे, look at the function that require input, then select input and output data that is representative of all the other data that would likely invoke the same process for that particular condition. So these should include all valid input output data for a given condition, all invalid input output data, right? Now examples are, if a business rule stated that discounts were given a senior citizen over 62 of 5%. senior citizens को जो 60 से ऊपर है उनको 5% हमने business point of view से discount दे दिया. अब we would have test cases such as, हमारे पास कुछ test cases जैसे 1% जो 62 से ऊपर है तो all other over in this equivalence class. अब 1% जो 62 के नीचे है मीन्स अंडर 62 है तो ऑल अदर ओवर इन दिस इक्विवेलेंस क्लास. तो दूसरी इक्विवेलेंस हमारी क्लास बन जाएगी. अब बाउंड्री वैल्यू एनालिसिस में क्या होता है, द पर्पज ऑफ बाउंड्री वैल्यू टेस्टिंग इज टू इवैल्यूएट अ फंक्शन विच इज बेस्ड ऑन द बाउंड्रीज ऑफ कंडीशंस. यू कैन चेक ऑन दिस लिंक ऑल्सो. ओके, तो बाउंड्री वैल्यू प्रोसेस क्या, सबसे पहले फंक्शन को देखेंगे जो देन रिक्वायर्ड सिलेक्शन बेस्ड ऑन स्पेसिफिक वैल्यूज़. उसके बाद हम सेलेक्ट इनपुट डेटा करेंगे दैट इज़ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द बाउंड्री वैल्यूज, तो उस बाउंड्री वैल्यू को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा होगा. अब एग्जाम्पल्स क्या हो गए, जैसे इफ ए बिजनेस रूल स्टेटेड दैट डिस्काउंट्स वर गिवन टू सीनियर सिटीजन, मीन्स आपको सीनियर सिटीजन को 62 से जो ऊपर है उनको 5% डिस्काउंट देना है, तो वी वुड हैव अ टेस्ट केस फॉर 1 person हु इज 62, राइट. अब एरर गैसिंग हम बात करते हैं, उसमें क्या होगा, द पर्पस ऑफ एरर गैसिंग इज बेसिकली इज टू फोकस द टेस्टिंग एक्टिविटीज ऑन एरियाज that have not been handled by the other more formal techniques like such as equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis. Error guessing is the process of making an educated guess as to other types of area to be tested. अब एग्जाम्पल्स क्या हो गए, इनिशियलाइजेशन ऑफ डेटा, रॉन्ग काइंड ऑफ डेटा, रीस्टार्ट रिकवरी, प्रॉपर हैंडलिंग और कॉन्करेंट प्रोसेसेस. अब आते हैं हम स्टेट ट्रांजिशन टेस्टिंग के. इसमें क्या होता है, दिस इज बेसिकली फोकसेस ऑन द टेस्टिंग ऑफ ट्रांजिशंस फ्रॉम वन स्टेट ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट टू अनदर स्टेट. ठीक है. अब एक गुड टेक्निक टू टेस्ट स्क्रीन नेविगेशन, this is the link, you can check on this. Now this is all about today's session, and thank you so much. This session powered by digital version 2.0 Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.